Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Vampyre Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, we welcomed a litter of 2 brown smoke kittens, and the Grandmaster determined that the vampires will dedicate all their efforts to raising his young, rather than continuing their own lineages. It is now Moon 115 in the second turn of Leaffall. Let's see what happens next. Let's scan through our main events. Vampyre Clan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. Cats will be sick/hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. Quiet Flight can't understand how an appendage that isn't there can possibly itch so badly, but it's driving her insane. We know that she's missing a tail. And then Sunnytail travels to one of the vampire hunting clans to resolve some recent personal disputes. Also, our kittens have aged up into 1 moon old, and I see why they're both brown smoke kittens, especially Coyote Kit, who I don't see any shred of cream on. He doesn't even look like a little cream kitten, he looks like a brown kitten. But okay, let's take a look at them. They are so cute, they're adorable, I love them so much. But we have Coyote Kit, who has retained his know-it-all personality. I think it's very rare for the kittens to change their personalities, but I have seen it happen. He is oddly observant, but look at how flippin' cute he looks. I don't know, he looks like a chocolate milkshake or something. And then we have his sister, Brown Kit, who is also retaining her personality of being a bully, but she's interested in clan history, which is really nice. So she is, I think, very, very intrigued by her vampirism and how that whole came about, the essentially origins of the clan and the origins of how cats were cursed by the blood of these witches who died and became, you know, the monsters they are. But I don't think she would view herself and her kin as monsters. But yeah, she's definitely fascinated. She knows that they're different. She knows they're different and she loves it. But I think out of the 2 of them, I might be leaning more towards Brown Kit for who my favorite is. I just love her chocolatey self. And you know the funny thing, she was actually, like, both the kittens were in camp, and they both take turns blending into the environment. But Brown Kit, she blends in so well with the mud, and then her brother blends in whenever he's on one of the stones, like right now, up on the leader's den. But literally, they can blend in, especially during this season. Like, you wouldn't even be able to find them. But I think the clan is very, very excited and very happy to have, you know, these little kittens, these little vampires that hopefully are going to, in the future, revive the clan. But, you know, it's a bit of an investment in terms of time, and Endless Star has not given anyone an indication that he is gonna let them kind of have a litter of their own, especially for the cats haven't bred. He's just focused on his family right now, which could be a detriment going forward. Jumping into the medicine den, Quiet Flight is having phantom pain. She's a Nightstalker, and because of this, unfortunately, it seems she is not going to be able to do her work. Let's see, Bloomerise is still recovering from birth out of the den. We have nothing minor. Bloomerise was given oak leaves as treatment for recovering from birth, so at least Quiet Flight was able to do that. Onto our relationship events. Blue Jay thinks Brown Kit has interesting things to talk about. Blue Jay gets hit with waves of envy whenever Sunny Quiver is laughing with friends. Blue Jay and Quiet Flight snuck out of camp together. Quiet Flight finds the way Endless Star acts increasingly uncomfortable. Quiet Flight watches Fornest training for something and nods approvingly at his progress. Ibis Freckle does something endearing, which surprises Endless Star. Grandmaster Endless Star apologizes to Coyote Kit, but Coyote Kit doesn't know why. Sunnytail hisses at Grandmaster Endless Star over something small. Sunnytail and Brown Kit share little secrets about themselves. Ibis Freckle nods politely as Quiet Flight passes by. Ibis Freckle bickered about something trivial with Brown Kit. Fornest is talking about what to do tomorrow with Sunnytail. Fornest asks Pumpkin Buzz if there's something in his teeth. Bloomerise wasn't going to help a clanmate, but realized that Blue Jay would do it in a heartbeat. Bloomrise spends the day helping around the camp with her daughter Brown Kit. Eagle Dawn thinks that Blue Jay is acting overly dramatic lately. Eagle Dawn thinks Coyote Kit is very polite. Pumpkin Buzz and Grandmaster Alistar repair some nests together. Pumpkin Buzz, Ibis Freckle, and Fawn Nest had a nice talk while eating. Blue Jay respects Sunny Quiver's opinion despite disagreeing with it. Coyote Kit thinks Endless Star was nice to him today. That's nice. So we're having some father-son bonding and mother-daughter bonding. Coyote Kit, Sunnytail, and Brown Kit had a nice talk while eating, and then Brown Kit ignores Fawn Nest. Right, we're moving on to the cat list. Now, before I go through what everyone's doing in the day, something I forgot to do beforehand was to see who the favorite child was for each of the parents. So I've actually gone ahead and done that, and I have put it into their notes. But surprisingly, guys, both Grandmaster Endless Star and Bloomrise have one favorite kitten. They both favor Brown Kit, their daughter, who is a bullying little kitten. But Endless Star, he's childish, yes, but we know that he likes sabotaging the vampire hunters, so he's, slightly aggressive. And then we have Bloomrise, who is an ambitious Mistwalker. So I could kind of see how they like the force of nature that Brown Kit has, as opposed to the brains of their son, Coyote Kit, who seems as though he kind of prefers, staying back and observing things. So that's fascinating. But Brown Kit, the younger one, is the one who is pampered by her parents, I think. I wonder how this dynamic is going to influence them growing up. But that's interesting to note that both parents, they favor Brown Kit. But okay, let's have a look at what everyone's doing in the day. Grandmaster Endless Star is wondering what the clan thinks of his leadership. Of course he is. Blue Jay wants to go on a patrol. Quiet Flight is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad. Sunnytail is wondering if he made the right decision in becoming a whisper. Ibis Freckle almost got lost near some two-leg nests. Fawn Nest starts a beetle collection. Bloomrise guards camp. Eagle Dawn is not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear. Pumpkin Buzz is hanging out with Eagle Dawn, her cousin, and is also not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear. Sunny Quiver is guarding camp with Bloomrise, which is adorable, so I'm wondering if he went over to go visit Bloomrise in the medicine den, or in the nursery. Coyote Kit is asking his brother Bloomrise an important question. Brown Kit is feeling restless, of course she is, but that's all we have for our vampires. Now for patrols, we have 138.8 prey, we need 29, so we don't have to worry about food. We don't have any herb patrols right now because our Nightstalker is not feeling well. We're going to have a patrol of 1 and 6, so let's see what happens. So first off, we have Eagle Dawn, Fawn Nest, Ibis Freckle, Sunny Quiver, Blue Jay, and Pumpkin Buzz. Ooh. The patrol stumbles across a large dog wandering through the middle of the clan's territory. Proceed. Pumpkin Buzz selflessly throws herself into the fight, and every time the dog tries to grab at a clanmate, she's there with claws, fur puffed out to twice her normal size. With Pumpkin Buzz defending them, the patrol drives the dog off, yowling triumphantly. Of course they do. Look at that. Pumpkin Buzz, she's really young. She's very, very young, but the fact that she is so brave, I think, is a good indication that the clan is in good hands in the future. And then we have Grandmaster Endless Star, so let's see what he gets up to. The patrol comes across a bird that's occupied scratching at the ground for insects. Proceed. The patrol catches the bird before it flies away. A small amount of prey is brought to camp. And now we have 142.8 prey. And that's all we have for this episode. We watched our little brown kittens become 1 moon old and had an exciting time fending off a large dog from the territory, with Pumpkin Buzz protecting the patrol with her heroics. With that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.